Alright everybody, this is Aloyalgamer, giving you the credits to Suikoden 3. And, wow, definitely one of the the stranger RPGs that I've covered. Very interesting plot. It's very long-winded. And I know that a lot of people were really not too happy about it. I mean, it's pretty much the second longest Suikoden after Suikoden 5. And, yeah, I know that a lot of people... this never got a PAL release or PAL release over in Europe. And, I think the reason why they didn't release this game in Europe is because, well, it obviously didn't do too well in the United States. But, I don't know, it's just, compared to the first two Suikodens, this Suikoden is just, wow. I mean, all Suikodens are kind of an acquired taste, but this game was just, it's very unique in its own right. There's definitely a lot more dialogue in this game than the first two. And it's very hard to... I mean, this game, more than any other game, I think, or any other Suikoden game, really goes in depth with the true runes and how they sort of act and impact people's lives and stuff like that. And the common theme that's basically shared between all main characters in this game is how, more than anything, the bearing a true rune presents more of a curse than something, you know, to be happy about or anything. I mean, you think with all that power... You can think about all the good stuff you can do in this world, or all the bad stuff you can do in this, in the Suikoden world anyway. And it's just very odd how, you know, all this really played out. I mean, Luke just snapped and lost his mind. And I was talking to Lukagen about this too, because, you know, Luke was really just appalled at what he's become, you know? I mean, he's been living for 30 years, he's still a kid. But he's bearing all of this power within his body, and the rune was torturing him night and day. I mean, after a while, you'd think that, you know... And he eventually did abandon Leknot and choose his own path, and that was basically the entire premise of Suikoden 3 right there. He took his own path to change his destiny, and I guess it's a good example of... having that applied in the wrong way, or the evil way, rather. And it's a very interesting take on, how, I guess, villains can basically, you know, not every villain, you know, I mean, if you think about it, like any other RPG, you have these villains that really want to destroy the world for typical purposes, like, I don't know, they want to be God or some crap. But with Luke, it's different because it's like he doesn't even want to be God. He just wants to get rid of what's been torturing him personally for his entire existence. And even though it would have destroyed reality at the same time, you know, Luke was just so set on just doing stuff like that. And, you know, it's a different RPG. It's not really for everybody. I mean... But then again, you know, Suikoden games are just sort of, you know, they go into very deep philosophical reasonings, you know, and they just really go beyond the typical bad guy or the good group or whatever, you know, out to save the world or whatever because, oh no, you killed my father and now I have to get vengeance or some typical stuff like that. I mean, Suikoden really tops any plot, in my opinion. I mean, especially from games like Final Fantasy or, you know, the average RPGs that everybody seems to play these days. And it's really sad because Suikoden, as we all know, really doesn't get that much exposure. However, this game actually was really one of the first games of the Suikoden series to really be well advertised, and it really was sort of like an eye-opener for people to actually know about the series. And this was actually the first Suikoden game for a lot of people, and then a lot of people, they just went back and played Suikodens 1 and 2, so... this game was sort of like the gateway to the Suikoden universe, and this is a hell of a game, let me tell you. Again, very long RPG. Suikoden 5 is even longer, apparently, so I don't even know about LP and that anymore. But it's definitely taken a turn after the original creators of Suikoden left, after Suikoden 2's development. The first two games really didn't get a lot of exposure, and that created a shift within the company, or Konami, namely, or the Suikoden production team, rather, and a lot of new people, began to develop Suikoden games, and they've really taken like a departure from the first two games in a lot of ways. I mean, this Suikoden 3, in my opinion, is really like, I don't know, I guess you could say it's sort of like the last good Suikoden game, because 4 just kind of tanked for Suikoden. I mean, we can all agree that 4 was just kind of like, you know, and then 5 was like, well, let's just take everything good from Suikodens 1 and 2 and put it in a game. So, I don't know, that's basically what I've heard, though. I mean, I've only dabbled a bit with 5 and I've never played 4, so again, it's just speculation on my part. But I think this will probably be my last Suikoden game that I'm doing, because I usually don't like to do long-winded projects like this, and I'm really glad to put an end to this Let's Play, actually. I mean, it was a lot of work doing, and you know, I'm glad it's over, and this LP will really be for people who are either having difficulty with the game or just have never been able to see it because, well, they live in like Britain or someplace in Europe, and you know, they obviously never released it there. So this is really for everybody who's never had a chance to play the game, or you know, you can at least see what it's like, and hopefully my commentary proved to be a valuable addition towards the Suikoden 3 experience here. And I guess I'll leave you off with that. This is Aloyalgamer signing off for the final time of Let's Play Suikoden 3, and stay tuned for the bonus cutscene at the end of this. I'll split it up into 2 videos. Okay, later people. Bye-bye.